We're all tied up, and this first set is dead even.
Unbelievable combination.
Wow.
Beautifully done.
What a great spot.
Stanford, Connecticut, Mihaljevic.
Hello and welcome to the 2025-26 APTA Tour. We are live from Montclair Golf Club in West Orange, New Jersey, bringing you the Montclair Open with live stream brought to you by the APTA membership and our tour presenting sponsor, Corians. Tournament support has also been provided by the following local sponsors: Back to Nature Home and Garden, Freddie Miranda and Ann McCarthy of Prominent Properties Sotheby's International Realty, Spyro, Harrison and Nelson, New Jersey Women's Platform Tennis League, New Jersey Men's Platform Tennis Association, Melbourne Total Wellness, Beacon Wealth Partners, New Jersey Flex League, Center Court Padel Club, Designer Appliances, North Jersey Rackets, and Master Athletics. I am Steve Sullivan along with Lauren Mandel, bringing you this women's quarterfinal match between Anya Buiukian, Matea Mihaljevic, Georgie Alexandre, and Lisa Lalic. Our chair umpire for the match today is Dave Najedlik. Lauren, welcome to the booth. Welcome to the season.
Hi, Steve. Thanks. Same to you.
We have a sunny day here in Montclair, New Jersey. It's a great fall day. It's interesting paddle weather for sure.
Sunny and warm, right? We're going to see some balls flying around. These women all hit the ball hard, and the ball's going to be jumping up in the screen. So let's first talk about who we have here. On the deuce court in the pink shirt is Matea Mihaljevic and her partner Anya Buiukian, and they're playing on the far side in the ad court, Georgie Alexandre and Lisa Lalic. And I really, Steve, am expecting a really good match. These are four very solid, good players. They both had good seasons last season. Mihaljevic and Buiukian are the number 4 seeds, but I think it's pretty much of a pick-em match.
Yeah, you can look at seeds. Us paddle geeks love to look at PTI. Sometimes matchups and rankings are a little different than the level. I think you're right. Listen, I think we got the best quarterfinal match of the tournament. Should be interesting. Perhaps Alexandre and Lalic, the non-seed, may have a slight edge if you look at PTI and some of their experience, but it should be good paddle. This is the first tournament of the season. It's a really nice turnout at Montclair Golf Club, so it'll also be interesting to see who's in playing form. Who's been playing for the last couple months, who's been playing through the summer, or who's been playing for a couple weeks as tennis and pickle and those things are winding down.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it's important to point out that Alexandre won mixed nationals with Jose Salazar last year. That is a terrific feather to put in your cap, because in order to win mixed nationals, you have to be a really, really good, all-around player and be able to, take all those spins and everything that the men throw at you. And I think that's what Alexandre does best. She's you can't hit her off the court. And the other players are bigger hitters, and we'll see how that matches up.
Yeah, the mixed nationals, there's husband-wife nationals, there's the main nationals that we had at Philadelphia Cricket Club last year. And then there's this whole series that the APTA has put on the last couple of years, these PTI, you could call them handicapped events, where people get to play similar level for national championships. We have a women's team in our club in Baltimore that's won a national championship at their PTI level. And I tell you what a sense of pride, a sense of opportunity to play. And it is bragging rights to have a national championships. They're great for Georgie.
It looks like Matea Mihaljevic is going to start us off serving. She has a very good, I practice with her a lot, so I feel like I can really speak to her game. And she has a really solid, consistent, good serve.
You mentioned the steadiness of Alexandre, her partner Lalic. The bit I saw her last season, she can really hit her ground strokes, right?
Yeah.
It's got a lot of power. a really nice first patient point.
Yeah.
Love the 3/4 sort of ground stroke by Lalic there. And that's, that little bit of lost ball by Alexandre in the deuce court. This is what the challenge of, I think we're at 78 degrees in Montclair today. It's going to be 80, 82 degrees. This is a different game you can see in December, January, and February.
Yeah, I mean, balls that you think you're like that. I mean, I'm sure Taya thought that was, she was just going to guide that ball in, but the ball just sails on you in this weather. And you see how it sits up in that screen and makes it an easy return off the back screen.
So you can hear some communication. Some of those center balls, Mihaljevic is taking them, which are traditionally maybe the ball that you would see Buiukian play with the forehand in the center. Seems like the height of Mihaljevic is certainly a dominating and intimidating factor, so she's really trying to dictate the point from the net.
That was a bullet of a return.
30 all.
A little bit of team communication. I think that last return by Lalic is having them think a little bit, so they're going to go into an I.
Good adjustment.
Great adjustment. Buiukian just sort of held her ground, put her paddle behind the ball, and yeah, made Lalic think about that second ball.
Advantage, Mihaljevic.
Oh, I like the way Buiukian, she moved up, she was looking for that ball. She found it, just missed it.
Yeah, exactly the right patience. She waited for the right shot. She got the right shot. Just hit the net tape. But yeah, this is, you see that serve, Mihajlovic's serve is really popping up high. And I think that's what we're going to see from the drives during this match. A big drive. It's really in your best interest to let it go and come really hard off the screen. Those are balls that when you get into the colder weather temperatures, you're a little tricky, that you have to be a little bit more mobile. I think today the temperature in the ball is going to sort of come to you if you're just a little bit patient.
Yeah, it's the kind of day where if you're at the net, you turn around and the ball comes right back off the screen to you. You barely have to move. Oh, there's a great shot.
Good first game, good hold. So just for the audience, a little bit of new technology. We're working with a company this year, Streambox Labs, trying to bring in a little bit more visual experience for the audience. You can see, we're going to try and bring in technology with some statistics. We're going to try and bring in the draws, show a little bit of a match by match sort of lead into it. So, bear with us, enjoy the experience as we go. And Lauren and I get our sort of feet wet with these new technologies. We're going to hopefully try and bring a little bit more to you this time. Really nice communication, patience from both teams here.
Down the middle there. Down the open middle.
Yeah, great point by Anya Buiukian. Really well played on the screens. You know, the temperature is going to give you a lot of options, but yeah, Alexandre and Lalic were really making her work in that corner with a couple waterfalls and really nice pace.
Good blitz. I mean, Mihaljevic hit a great drive, and Buiukian followed it in. Just missed the volley. I like the play.
Yeah, I think that's the third point. Buiukian is hitting the right shots, picking her spots, moving to the right point in the court, moving forward there. So yeah, I'm optimistic that she's going to figure out how to get those balls over the net. Big drive.
She takes that backhand nicely off the back and doesn't let the ball drop. Takes it at the top of the bounce, and you see that's such a hard volley for Alexandre because it's coming down at her. Whoa.
The googly, that's the one you say you hit off your thumb.
Wow.
You know, it's a little tough for Lauren, I think, volleying in this temperature because it's so sensitive. The paddle and the ball are so explosive that big drive, Buiukian, you know, maybe the smallest one on the courts, really sort of let loose with some big ground strokes. They're tougher to control. So
yeah,
it will be really interesting to see how the driving versus the control of the volley makes an impact in this match.
Good move, Del. Good move. All day. 15 all.
You hear Alexandre telling her partner, good move. You know, it's still early. All these women are finding their footing here, but they're executing the right plays, and hopefully the actual execution of them will come soon.
Yeah, I think that's what, you know, I'm finding. I've been playing paddle for, I guess, 2 or 3 weeks. Our inter-club league starts in another couple weeks. The tempo, and I play pickle, I play tennis, I play padel. The tempo and the movement and the positioning of platform tennis are just unique, and it takes a minute to get, you know, the sequence, the cadence of a point, the positioning, the speed. It's such a uniquely fun sport that yeah, it takes a minute. So like we said before, some of these teams are probably just warming up into the season, so they're being very encouraging, and yeah, this is a pretty high quality start.
Yeah, I would say so. Oh, great play. That's the problem, right? When you come over to help your partner.
2 games to 1. First set.
You can see the draw, just a little bit of a lead in. So both Buiukian and Mihaljevic had buys. They had a bye in the first round. Alexandre and Lalic had a bye in the first round. So this is their second match. Buiukian and Mihaljevic, they took out in the round of 16 Sowers and Stein, 2 and 3, and Alexandre and Lalic, Espinoza and Mihaljevic, 2 and 1 in their round of 16 to get to this match. So it's a warm day. This is the second of 3 matches for the eventual winner here with the women's finals tomorrow. So it's yeah, I don't think fitness or heat are going to really play a big factor today.
Yeah, I mean, all 4 of these women are in excellent shape.
Love 15.
You saw that. It was a huge drive from Buiukian.
Love 30.
There is a little sun. You can, I'll just stay out on Alexandre there, but there is a little sun. You can see the shadows from the lights and the post coming across the screen. I think that that return to serve, Lalic just sort of missed it, and thankfully she got a second swing off the screen. But yeah, the sun and the fall can be very tricky.
Great shot.
Really, really nice spot. Really nice pace.
Buiukian really likes that ball that she hits into the side screen on the due side, which could be a very dangerous shot. So let's see. So far, she's doing well with it. Let's see if Alexandre and Lalic adjust to it.
Yeah, this is typically, right, we're 4 games into the first set. The players are so good, they come out ready to play for the first point, but they start picking up on those tendencies, right? They may have a strategy, they may not have a strategy, and they may sort of figure out through communication. You could see Mihaljevic and Buiukian just sort of talking there, thinking about, okay, what do we see? What do we like? Are there spots that we want to focus on? So it will be interesting. I think Buiukian's got, yeah, some really nice touch to the side screens and the corners we've seen so far.
Just missed it.
Love 15.
Really nice movement. Alexandre just reading the point, moving forward when she knows the drive's coming.
That's where you want to hit your roller, right at the person. If Buiukian had tried to get out of the way of that, she would have hit the screen. She wouldn't have been able to catch up to it. She was just handcuffed, so perfect spot.
30.
Yeah, these women are so athletic, and their hands and the racket skills are so good. When they get a step and can actually move to a ball, it's almost to their advantage. So we always think hit to the open court, hit to the open court. I think, Lauren, you're spot on. That roller, sometimes soft, sometimes easy, jamming the person really diffuses them from doing anything, right? From swinging away, and it becomes very handsy. And in this weather, this is a tougher thing to figure out with the sort of the elastic nature of this ball.
And just see what happens if you hit a down-up overhead. I mean, that was just easy picking for Lalic there.
Oh, great move. Really nice return. Nice first volley. Alexandre just sort of, yeah, came to it.
Quarian is the official wealth sponsor of the APTA's 2025-26 season. Quarian is a fee-only wealth manager who puts their clients at the center of everything they do. Learn more at Quarian.com.
So here you can see some of the new graphics. Streambox Labs bring us a little bit new technology. The banners here, we're going to try and do, as good a job as we can with these great sponsors that are so important, not only to the entire season of the APTA and the technology investment that they've made, but week in and week out, a lot of amazing local companies investing in the sport, investing in their communities. So we're going to do our best to bring a little flavor to all these companies that make these tournaments week in and week out happen. You can really see Buiukian, her positioning and the way she goes down for those low digs. That was a really nice rip by her partner there, but really nice technique, waiting for the ball in the corner and getting her center of gravity really low.
There's that roller again, right? And I mean, it's not because Mihaljevic is quick, she's very fast, but once you take a step back, you can't catch up to that ball.
And it's such a dynamic shot. Alexandre and Lalic You know, the couple points you commented, Lauren, how she just placed it really nice pace right at the body. That time, Alexandre just sort of opened it up, used the back screen to bring Mihaljevic forward, which it becomes unpredictable, right? So you're going to first react, and then you got to move forward. It's a really dynamic shot that has a lot of options. Really well executed by Georgie Alexandre. May have gotten away with one. I sort of liked the way Alexandre and Lalic were sort of playing. Lalic's forehand in the center. Alexandre went a little bit deep for a down up, and Buiukian almost made her pay for it.
Yeah, I see that from our angle. That was just going to go die in the net. Good overhead.
Such a tough shot. She probably had an inch or two on the target there to get that ball to hit where it did. Nice hands by Lalic.
Game, Alexandre, Lalic. They lead 4-2, first set.
Okay, first time we've had a little bit of separation in this match.
Yeah, a little separation. I could feel a little bit of energy and momentum with Alexandre and Lalic on that last couple points of that game. It felt like they were dictating a little bit more, and the balls were sort of getting a little bit out of the zone for Buiukian and Mihaljevic. So 2-4.
Yeah, and they had Buiukian and Mihaljevic scrambling that game.
I like that. Georgie Alexandre just sort of getting out of the way when it's clearly Lalic's ball.
It's not.
Really nice movement and a really nice spot.
My scoreboard saying the temperature's too hot to stop. I need to get the guy out.
Hearing some commentary from David Jedlick in the chair. He might be looking for a hat or some water.
Yeah, I mean, it's hot on that court today.
Well, it's hot and you're just surrounded by metal. So there's just a lot of energy, a lot of heat amplification on these courts. Thankfully, the screens sort of allow some air to move through, but if the air's not moving, this is a sticky surface and a very sort of elevated temperature. So I think that's what may be happening, but
I actually played paddle this morning. I mean, I live in New York, but it's the same temperature. And at 9 o'clock this morning, I just could not believe how hot it was on the court. I mean, for all the reasons you're saying. It felt like I would have guessed it was 9.
maybe we have a technology issue with the score system that Dave is using in the chair. And I think that was it. I think maybe he had a battery issue or something with his technology. I heard him talk about the heat, but thankfully it wasn't for his benefit. It was for the technology. Good. So it looks like we're back in action. Dave's got a new device. And I think we might be 15 all. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we had a fault first point by Buiukian, and then that let court and scramble. I think that was the last point where Buiukian came to the net and sort of hit the open court and split Alexandre and Lalic. So that's my memory, but let's see when we get caught up here.
Yep, I agree with you.
Here we go.
Everyone agrees with us.
Okay, 4-2, 15 all.
4, 15 all.
Lalic got away with one there.
Yeah, I mean, you see the way Lalic hits her overheads are all naturally down up. I mean, the ball is always hitting the court and popping up, and often it's good waterfall with it, but when she doesn't hit it perfectly, it does give her opponents a chance to do something, you know, aggressive with that shot, because they can hit down on it.
I think Buiukian did the right thing. That ball comes hot. If your paddle's not there, I think conventional wisdom that the pros will tell you is let that ball go through, especially in this temperature, come off. Unfortunately, I think it caught her in the shirt.
Alexandre, Lalic, they lead the first set 5-2.
Quick look at some of our sponsors and the men's draw that's popping through. Yeah, both the women's and the men draw for the first week of the season. This is week 1 of the APTA Tour, where we're going to have 15 tour events this year, 5 Grand Prix. So this is a little bit different. So last year, and I think the last few years, we've had 4 Grand Prix events. This year, there's 5, which start in Chicago in about a month. Then we go to Philly and Aronimink, Boston Open, Short Hills, and the new one this year is the Midwesterns in Cincinnati. So it's the beginning of a very busy season for the players, for the APTA, for us, Lauren, the commentators. So really good turnout for week 1.
See all those down up overheads. And then
So really nice move by Buiukian to help out her partner there, because those are very tricky balls to step back and defend and then run forward.
I mean, to her credit, Buiukian made that look easy. But you got to start sprinting from that deuce court to catch up to that right away. You can't hesitate, and she did.
So down 5-2, a couple really tense points like the last one where Buiukian and Mihaljevic just can't quite rein in the point. But the match feels a little bit closer than 5-2 to me. I think it's really a couple points separating them, where Buiukian and Mihaljevic, I think, just have to settle in, extend the points a little bit, and find a way to get on offense. I think they've been
Right.
defending quite a bit.
That's exactly right. They've been on defense, and you know, Mihaljevic is very good on that ad court. But I know when I play with her, I want her to go after more balls. I mean, she's so fast and she has such good hands. You know, the confident in being able to get every ball out of that. She's got to look a little bit more for a ball to be aggressive with.
Mihaljevic is a little bit off the net there and gave Lalic the opportunity to hit a low drive and kind of retake the net.
There it is.
Well, great point, great movement. The last ball, just I think Lalic wants that one back, but it is interesting. Mihaljevic's sort of size and presence at the net, I think she's finding herself a little bit, maybe a step and a half back too far, where Lalic, we talked about this very early in the match, she can really hit a full ground stroke, and if you're not on top of that net and sort of trying to dictate where that volley is going to go, you can get in trouble real quick. She's about a step behind her partner Buiukian when they both get settled. You could say that was the heat, but I think that's hand-eye just lost that ball a little bit.
Great close by Lalic.
Yeah, Mihaljevic got a little bit aggressive with her positioning. I don't know if she thought Buiukian was going to really put it into an offensive position for her, but great play, great sort of command of the net. I really like how both Georgie and Lisa are sort of controlling the pace and tempo every time they get to the net, putting all the pressure on the other team.
That's frustrating, right? Because she knows this. I mean, there was no advantage to hitting such a big drive there. Her opponents were back. She didn't have to go for so much. A little frustrated.
Yeah, you can see the body language. I think one of our colleagues calls that the hang dog, when you just sort of, try and take it out on a ground stroke or, yeah, it's all about sort of positivity and body language. It's a really big forehand there by Mihaljevic.
Score is due.
Really has a nice backhand drive. Buiukian.
Advantage. Mihaljevic.
All right, break point, Buiukian Mihaljevic, really important point, I think.
Yeah. Mihaljevic would really like that one back.
Score is due.
She wants it back, and it sounds so easy, just sort of guide the ball, get to the net, but the ball bounces higher and deeper than you expect.
Yeah.
You can see Mihaljevic got her contact point was a little bit behind where she wanted it. The angle of the paddle changes, and the ball just floats. So it all sounds easy, but it's constantly thinking about recalibrating.
And Lalic stayed back. There was no target, making it harder.
Yep.
All right, now we have a set point.
Lalic. Score is due.
There's been a few little ground stroke back and forth rallies. Oh, what a great position by Lisa Lalic. I really like how Georgie Alexandre is sort of playing her spot at the net, and if that ball is not on her paddle, she's letting it go through, especially in this temperature. But Lalic has really stepped up her game in the last probably game and a half, really letting loose on her ground strokes.
I mean, I think Alexandre's been a partner for a lot of people for just that reason. Her positioning was good, and she's not unpredictable in how she plays the net. A positive thing. She doesn't balls, that aren't hers, and it makes it easy for her partner to execute their shots.
Little score update. The Streambox Labs bring us a little technology here. So we have Lopez and Page. Pretty routine match against Prendergast and Zink. I think that's, current generation, last generation type matchup there. But Lopez and Page continuing their great play from last season. #1 seeds here this week.
Good point here from Buiukian and Mihaljevic. Way to hang in there.
Score is due.
saw the difference in that roller in that she didn't exactly get it where she wanted to, and it came off for an easier shot than Buiukian. And that's the only problem with that roller is if you don't get it where you want, then it becomes a pretty easy shot for your opponent.
Score is deuce.
That's where the temperature of the court, of the ball, if you don't have that ball sort of in your wheelhouse, it's very difficult to control. Buiukian went up pretty high versus letting that come off the screen, and it just got away from her.
Score is deuce. Advantage, Lalic.
All right, another set point here for Alexandre and Lalic.
It's volley.
Yeah, that's all temperature, right? The bounciness of the ball. Really like Lalic's positioning, how she moves forward, she reads when the drive's coming, steps to the right spot.
She really closes. I've noticed the same thing. She's really good at closing when she sees the drive. It's so important. All right, another point for 5-3. This is a long game.
Advantage, Mihaljevic.
That was a great point. I think, Alexandre thought the one was going out. I think Mihaljevic thought the ball was going out. But again, there's just a little bit, Lauren, I'm sensing of like confidence in positioning, not trying to overhit it. You could see at the end of that point, Mihaljevic, it looks like the energy of the point got away from her as much as anything. Like, should I hit a bigger shot? Should I dink it? Should I get the ball, into a position where I can, extend the point? There's just a little bit of, I don't know if it's experience or confidence that you can see from Lalic and Alexandre here. But a really nice point.
And that's another thing we see in this hot weather. Like you saw, Alexandre, she wasn't even going to try to volley that ball. She's like, I'm just going back. There's no sense in trying to volley these huge drives in this weather when the ball flies. What a shot.
Well, the shot of the match.
Yeah.
I think
time for it.
I was just about to say I really liked how Buiukian and Mihaljevic were sort of controlling that point. A few rollers, a few different looks on the side screen. I actually liked that Buiukian roller.
Me
but
too.
It had a lot of top spin.
Yeah,
and like you said on the other one, Lauren, it sort of popped up a little bit higher. Now, Lalic isn't going to make that every time, but yeah, that's really a tough break.
Game in first set. 6-2.
So we will be right back in just a moment after these messages right here in the APTA YouTube channel.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. We're here at the Montclair Open in West Orange, New Jersey with this women's quarterfinal match between Anya Buiukian, Matea Mihaljevic versus Georgie Alexandre and Lisa Lalic. Interesting first set. We have some statistics sort of we're going to show throughout the match. Here's some of the summary stats from set one. A set that went pretty convincingly to Alexandre and Lalic, but I felt the match was a little bit closer than it played out on the scoreboard, Lauren.
Yeah, I mean, well, that last game was a pretty good microcosm of that. I think there were probably at least 10 deuces in that last game. You know, it is a pretty close match, but on some of the big points, Alexandre and Lalic really took it to Buiukian and Mihaljevic, and they just they executed some big shots better. You know, I mean, Alexandre and Lalic, I would say, went after it more. Were the more aggressive team.
Looks like they're taking a little bit of a break. Maybe gonna refill on water. Yeah, I really like the start of the match by Buiukian and Mihaljevic. We were at 2-2. I'm not, you know, I think it was, yeah, kind of went to serve through 2-2. The match felt incredibly balanced, and then there was just a little bit of a shift to me in the momentum. And, you know, we both commented on it, Lauren, the offense versus defense. And it felt like Buiukian and Mihaljevic were just struggling in most points to get on offense. When they were there, they looked right, they were balanced, and, you know, there was a couple points, one late in the set that Lalic probably hit a 1 out of 10 shot for a winner.
Right.
But it is about getting to the net and being in control. And that's where Alexandre and Lalic sort of dominated in the first set.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's hard when you're playing against someone like Lalic to feel like you're not scrambling and defending, because she hits a huge ball, and Buiukian and Mihaljevic have to find a way to sort of neutralize her. And, you know, she's doing a good job with her overheads of keeping Mihaljevic pinned in the corner. And then, you know, when she gets a short lob, watch out with that roller. But I think that, you know, for the second set, Buiukian and Mihaljevic will regroup, and I think they'll make a match of this.
I do as well. I think it's just about resetting. I don't think it's a major change in strategy. I don't think they need to overthink a spot. You know, there's been a number of points where we've seen some frustration at the last shot, the miss by either Buiukian or Mihaljevic. They're in the right spot. They played the point the right way. They got the one they wanted. They may have hit the net tape, but I think it's just, you know, sometimes we say just grind, right? Just keep playing. It's a point at a time. It's a little bit closer, but yeah, I would say first set, Lalic to me, MVP, just really solid, comfortable performance. Whether it was her ground strokes or how she controlled her presence at the net was really impressive.
And you know, the reason she can do all those things is because her partner is doing a great job of setting her up, and is extremely consistent, and, you know, takes the right balls and leaves Lalic the room to execute her shot. So they really make a good pair, Alexandre and Lalic.
So, Lauren, this is week one. Sometimes throughout the season, we see different matchups. Sometimes at the beginning of the season, we see a new matchup. What is your perspective? Alexandre and Lalic aren't the typical partners, right? Have they played together before? I think they were.
Yeah, they played a couple tournaments last year together. They played 2 tournaments together last season. They got to the semis of Aronimink and the quarters in Short Hills. And, you know, in Short Hills, they were in a really tight third set with Bursch and Elliott when Lalic got hurt. I think it was the 4th, 3rd, third. And, you know, Bursch and Elliott were almost untouchable last year. So they were really, becoming quite a team.
And then Lalic also, did she play some with Roxy Annika last year and the last couple of years? Were they a pair?
Maybe a little.
Maybe a little, okay. So we have another score up on the screen, another quarterfinal match. Monica Gebbia going down to Davis and Tansel. And Lauren, I don't know much about Davis and Tansel. The round before, they had a pretty convincing win against none other than Macy Elliott and her partner this week, Doniker. So do you know much about Davis and Tansel?
No, they're both ex-college tennis players. I think one played at Penn and one played at one of the NESCAT schools. And, they're obviously a good up-and-coming team, and we're going to see more of them. But great results, great couple of results for them. I mean, Monica and Debbie are veterans, and you have to really know what you're doing to beat them.
Another match there, Morgan and Sakura, as you would expect, moving through their quarterfinal as well. And this is where this match here is going to feed into Morgan and Sakura, 2 seats this week. So it'll be an interesting semifinal match to come. I think the women's semis are going to follow at about 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Yes, this match will be followed by a men's match and then the women's semis.
Love 40.
All right, not the best start. Mihaljevic needs to sort of, I think, pick up her partner a little bit, get a little positive mojo going. This match could get away from them quickly, so really important start to the match that, unfortunately, she's in a little bit of a hole here at love 40.
Second set, 1 game to love. They won the first set, 6 games to 2.
You see another draw, Dreambox Labs pulling up, some of the draws during the match. We have at Montclair both the men's and women's tour. This is the women's tour event. There's a men's challenger. I think that was one of the draws. There's also other PTI events going on at Montclair this week. So a total of 8 different tournaments. I think there's more than a couple hundred players playing this weekend. So really great, community festival-like atmosphere. And of course, Montclair is the host, but I think there's a handful, if not 8 other clubs in the area probably helping to pitch in and contribute courts for this weekend.
Okay, Buiukian and Mihaljevic have to regroup right now because this is slipping away quickly, and Alexandre and Lalic look extremely comfortable right now.
Yeah, the point duration has just dropped significantly. That's one of those rollers, a little bit softer. Buiukian sort of held her ground and, made the positioning. I think Alexandre was a little bit further back than she wanted to be there. So first point of the set for Buiukian and Mihaljevic.
Boy, she will really waterfall you to death. Oh, missed that one.
I think that's when you get into that sort of down, up, fully extended overhead, that's where, those different types of lower sort of push volleys can come into play, sometimes the rollers. But yeah, Lalic is so comfortable and so effective with that, waterfall that, sometimes
so
you
tall,
have to go away from it. Yeah.
them switching. Got Lalic's overhead on the left there. Yeah. I think Mihaljevic has to try to step up and take a few of those before they hit the screen.
2 games to love.
I think you're exactly right. So when you're getting stuck, we talked about them being on defense more than they want, but in those types of points, there's an opportunity to sort of change up the look, change your positioning. Of course, if you're down a set and now 2-0, you want to take some risks, but Lalic is very effective, but there's a few of those that she's trying to sort of place a little bit more delicately. And I do think you're right. Mihaljevic has an opportunity to step in and, make her think about some of those shots.
Love 30.
A little frustration there. Anya Buiukian serving here in the black shirt and hat.
That's just a lack of footwork. We saw her reaching for that volley. So definitely feels like a little frustration coming through.
Game, Alexandre, Lalic. They lead 3 games to love. Second set. Alexandre Lalic won the first set. 6 games to 2.
Well, Steve, it's been a long string of games that Alexandre and Lalic have won because it was 2-all in the first set, right? So that's 7 games in a row for them.
It's 7 games in a row. I'm fine with how the first set ended. I think it was competitive. The points went deep. I actually think there were a number of points that, in retrospect, Buiukian and Mihaljevic were probably deserving, and they just didn't get the break, or they didn't get the ball in exactly the right spot. The last 3 games have been different, right? I think it's been a little bit faster. There've been a lot more unforced errors. We have seen a little bit of, the body language slumping. So it's a beautiful day in West Orange, New Jersey. Sometimes you just have to sort of get yourself away from the scoreboard. But you mentioned it earlier, Lauren. Alexandre is so steady and capable and dependable as a partner for Lalic. I think she's playing a little more freely. And sometimes the person that's not flashy and doing anything too impressive is the most important player on the point. And that's where you see Alexandre just incredibly steady here, dependable, not overthinking any shot, just sort of playing a shot at a time.
Good cover.
Yeah, nice cover. All the pressure is on Buiukian and Mihaljevic here. Risk reward, right? It's, not probably the one you want to pull the trigger on.
She's too far back.
Yep.
But I understand why I like that she's looking to pull the trigger, because they're not going to win this match by, just getting 500 balls back. Eventually, they're going to, they're going to lose the point because their opponents are hitting too many good shots. So they have to pull the trigger. They just have to do it at the right time.
Lalic is all over the Nick, and I think Mihaljevic and Buiukian, that's a great rip there by Anya. I think they're stretching because they just see that ball going right into the zone. So that's That's a risk-reward situation when you're on defense. There's Alexandre just getting out of the way, knowing Lalic's forehand's right behind her.
30.
Yeah, I don't love that play in this weather with Lalic back there. Like, you know, it looks like it's time to come into the net, but I'm not sure it is.
40. 30.
You know, that's a case where Mihaljevic hit a nice steady return. Lalic just sort of put it back on the court, but the ball's so energetic today that, you know, Lalic doesn't have to do a lot to let that ball come off the screen and just sort of be in complete control. Mihaljevic doesn't want to get herself out of position. So, again, the momentum continues for Alexandre and Lalic.
Love. 15 all.
You see how far back Buiukian and Mihaljevic are sort of sitting here.
Oh, to put that volley behind her.
And really nice thought there by Lalic. That ball's coming in a little bit hot. She's in no man's land. Just lets it kind of go back to the screen, knowing Alexandre's going to have another chance at it.
15, 30.
Buiukian just sort of gave that a head nod as the ball kind of went head high back towards the screen. I think she's become a little bit of target practice. Let's see if Lalic can get this one cross court. Nice spot, nice positioning by Anya Buiukian.
She stayed nice and calm there.
Yeah, just held her ground. Let the ball come to her. So they're definitely looking at the deuce court here as their target, because they're a little bit, you know, out of sync. Playing the deuce is trickier for two righties.
Oh.
I think that's the second or third point where Lalic has just sort of hit a very nice paced angle that's unreturnable. All right, point for 5-0.
Alexandre Lalic. They lead the second set, 5-0. Alexandre Lalic won the first set, 6 games to 2.
Well, I think we have to say that you have to give Alexandre and Lalic a lot of credit. They've really played an excellent match and made very few mistakes, and they've just taken complete control of this.
Yeah, I think it's control, composure, confidence, right? We talked at the beginning of the match. Buiukian and Mihaljevic are the seeded team. They're certainly the underdogs from a PTI perspective and from an experience perspective. You mentioned some of the matches last season where Alexandre and Lalic played, the top of the top level. So yeah, it's just sometimes paddle is really about streaks, but it's also about just sort of playing smart, simple paddle. And we talked about Lalic's waterfalls. We talked about the steadiness of Alexandre. They just look like they're in control. So it's a very nice performance early on this season. Okay, one of the top points of the match, I think. I really like the patience Mihaljevic showed there. Waited for that foul shot to come off the side screen.
I thought Lalic was going to clock it.
Yeah.
That was her shot. She had a look at it.
I agree. That's the one she should take. Shoulder high, comes pretty even pace down the middle. Really nice positioning there from Alexandre, moving in to sort of deflect that one roller.
Got it.
Great shot.
15-30.
So this is, 6-2-5-0, but you want to get on the scoreboard, right? Doesn't matter the situation. Nobody likes losing a set 6-0. This team is capable. I think they're a better team than their performance today. So yeah, you want to grind. You want to get as many games as you can. All right, double break point, chance to get on the board here for Buiukian and Mihaljevic.
Got to be careful not to lose your head in that point.
Lose your head is actually a great point. A little communication there. I think they both, by both going for it, they expose themselves for the next shot. But hey, these are better, longer, more competitive points. So let's
this game has been really, really good.
Yeah, let's see if they can convert here. I think that's 2 lines the other team's gotten there. Ah.
I mean, in addition to that waterfall, Lalic did a really good job of that side overhead, keeping the ball low. I mean, she has a good combination of shots up there.
A killer, an absolute killer. I think you're right. I really like that slow sort of sliding volley. It's more like a forehand by Lalic. So she's got a lot of options at the net. Too good. Too
Yeah,
good.
nice inside out backhand. Buiukian wasn't expecting it.
I can be whatever you want me to be.
Is that Alexandre and Lalic talking about positioning? It's interesting. I think they are a little bit, out of sorts on who's where and who's playing the middle balls. No one's really deciding to switch or take a dominant position. As a righty, you don't have to. There's two righties. I think we have match point here.
Correct.
Couldn't wait for this match to end on that roller.
Yeah, I agree. So it was a one-sided score, Lauren. I think it was a little more competitive than that.
Yeah.
Buiukian and Mihaljevic definitely have upside. I think there was, a little bit of momentum that got away from them in that second set that's sometimes tough to overcome. What are your final takes on the match?
Yeah, I mean, look, Buiukian and Mihaljevic are a good team, but they got outplayed by Alexandre and Lalic, who had a good plan, and Buiukian and Mihaljevic, they just couldn't counter it today. But it's a long season, and now they have some good stuff to go back to the drawing board with, and they'll be back.
Absolutely. This is week one. It's a long day of paddle at Montclair. We are coming up next at 1:30 with the men's quarterfinals, women's semis at 4, men's semis at 6 p.m. So a big slate ahead of us. That's a wrap for this women's quarterfinal match. Alexandre Lalic taking over this match pretty, convincingly against Buiukian and Mihaljevic, 6-2,